I am FeedBackGaming, and this is Hearts of Iron 4. My mission is to play computer games in unconventional ways with exploits and most OP strategies. And today is an incredibly OP strategy as I play as one of the warlords of China. Where regular China, the real China, this one in the middle, has dreams of unifying China. Who is the real legitimate owner of China? Today we find out. But I will not be playing regular China. I will be playing the Guangxi Clique, one of the warlords fighting to become the legitimate ruler of China. And this, no doubt about it, is the best warlord. Steel and tungsten. Decent handful of factories. 3 and 6, not too bad. And we'll make some more mills. What we're going to do differently is I'm meant to side with Big China. But in this game, I'm going to side with Japan. And this unconventionally will result in me getting a very large share of the war score because Paradox didn't think about peace conferences. Well, the new peace conferences. Without further ado, let's move these guys to the south, get them exercise. Top that off, we'll start with some artillery because the Chinese have not invented artillery yet. Interesting. And that with some machine tools on top. Guns, a single general, Mr. Chen. He will lead our armies. Secure internal politics, and we're going to go for the fascist demagogue, ticking fascism. That's what we want. Next up, we need to get a research slot. We can take advantages later in the game to get more research slots, but for now, the +1 is going to be super useful because 2 is very limiting. Do we have the ability to go for our army, our industry? Not really, because 2 research slots is just too limiting. We can get a little bit of industry, and then a little bit of soft attack and guns. But not really all of it, and we need all of it. Industrial investment, public education reform. The warlords care about education. Think of the kids. We're going to go for concentrated industry because we're going to focus on short-term gains. And to top it off, we're going to go for some soft attack as well. Giving 10% soft attack for artillery is very good. All right, top it off now. We're going to focus primarily on artillery. So that means all new mills that we make will be assigned directly into artillery. Now, we need army XP. And to get that, we have to hire a chief of the army. And in this case, we're going to go for offense, giving slight amounts of ticking army XP, which is important because that's how we're going to add on artillery onto our divisions. Opposition. That's right. We are going to stand against Big China. It's either side with Big China, side with a commie China, or just be like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm the Big China. So here we go. We're going to add on artillery. It's going to require 25 army XP. And adding on a big 23, I believe, extra soft attack is going to make a massive difference in our ability to hit hard. Artillery done. Now we can do cross-border raids. In that circumstance, the only cross-border raid we can do is Yunnan. Is that going to be worth what we want to do? Not really. So in this case, we're going to focus on border clashes with the nationalists. So this will only allow us to do border conflicts against warlords. This will allow us to do it against Big China. That's what we're going to go for. War taxes for the war that we're not currently in yet. Top it off, we need more bonuses. So in this case, support weapons. Okay, we're going to exercise all our boys now to level 3. And because they're already partially trained, that shouldn't take too long. And artillery is catching up. Concentrate 1 is followed by concentrated 2. Kick out that industry. Taxes. The only 2 things that are inevitable. Taxes and us becoming Big China. Personal leadership. More artillery. Let's top that off an extra battalion of infantry too, just to go for something a little bit more well-rounded. Otherwise, if you have too much artillery on your division, your HP and organization will be too low. So in this case, we need to buff it up. At least 18 width will be enough. And once again, exercise them up. Next up, we're going to work on our guns. Going from guns 1 to guns 2 is massive. In this case, look, 3 soft attack to 6 soft attack. So you're doubling the base soft attack. That is massive. It makes a big difference in the early game. Hey, we have a field marshal. And hang on a second, that guy looks very similar to the guy leading our nation. Hence the reason why we're a warlord. Border clashes with the nationalists is up next. And more breakthrough and defense. There we go. Proper divisions now. Just need to wait for the artillery to trickle in. But the potential damage these divisions can do now are massive compared to the nationalist troops. In this case, we've got the option doing 73 soft attack, which should be comparable to their like 18 or 20 they'll be doing. So they'll be doing double damage. Right, next up, we need to open political discourse. So we've got the option to discredit the government and expand civil support. We're going to do civil support to begin with. It's not something you usually like to do because it's going to hurt your stability, but it's going to give us more fascism. And then we can discredit the government, which is going to give us a big boost to fascism, which will remove 10%. Meaning if we're at 40 fascism, it pushes to 50, then we can flip to fascist. Remember, guys, these are all mechanics. These are stuff that you only in the base game for Hoi 4, and now, most of the time, these mechanics are forgotten. But in my personal opinion, for all good reasons, we're going to have to proclaim a rival government, so we're going to work our way down from here. So in this case, Public Works is next. Now we have the ability to do a border conflict. In this case, everyone has joined the United Front, apart from me. I wonder why. So we've got the option now to stage a border conflict on the Chinese border. And what we need to do is 100 political power to activate that. It's a shame this doesn't use command power, because this would be a good use of that. Political power is a massive issue for your country at the moment. In this case, focus on soft attack and breakthrough. We're in a position with 100 political power. But now you have to pick the state that you want to go for. If you look really close, you can see how many building slots are occupied. 4, 4, 4, and 7. So this is the one that's got the most factories in it. So what we can do is engineer this to be the one that we border conflict against. So you can do that by pushing them to the right of the edge of the border. Is that the one we're going to go for? It mentions this entire region, but there's multiple states here. Have they changed the way this mechanic works? We're about to find out. Get your planning bonus up. We'll do staff office plan just to make sure. Maybe spread them out just a tiny little bit. Make sure the organization's maxed out. Wait for the timer to run out. Oh, it looks like it's going to go for this state in the north here. So we're going to have some pretty awful border gore here, boys. We are experiencing low supply too at the worst possible time. The reason for this is we've already just decided that we need trains and we don't have trains. The game just automatically at a certain point in the game realizes, oh, your supply is considerably higher than we expected, therefore you need trains now. How would you know about the thing that you don't already have? Good question. All right, so border conflict will escalate here, where apparently we need to have one division on the border. Let me just see if we can spread these guys out and see if this changes. Yes, it will. So I'm just going to wait for the organization to tick up. With the low supply, I'm not sure how this is going to unfold, but we'll go for it anyway. There you go. Initial attack is happening now, and the amount of damage we're doing is massive, and that's a massive victory. Oh, yay, border gore. Okay, next up, we're going to expand civil support again, giving more fascism. Remember, we just need 40%, and we're almost halfway there. Next up, rural militias. The reason we're able to win that border conflict so easily is the amount of damage that we can inflict in that very small area was massive compared to what they can do. And that's what makes a border conflict successful. It's all about concentrating as much firepower in a small area as possible. In this case, the 7-2s, well, 6-2s in this case, are very effective. When you want to mobilize, we're going to rush artillery because soft attack is king. When you click this focus here, proclaim rival government, you will become Big China. And you will gain the focus tree for China. My advice to you is complete some of these good focuses before you continue. Free recruitable, it's not a big deal as China, but the factory output's pretty good. And extra stability is definitely worth it because this is something you struggle with when you have to flip to fascist. We have the train, so we click the magic train button to gain 15 of them, even though we didn't have them to begin with. I guess they were private sector and this is public sector. Is that the only explanation I can think of? Pretty much. And now we have enough trains to provide ourselves with supply. Ah, I see. Hang on a second. The only railway we've got is from here to here. The rest of it is river transport. There weren't any trains to begin with. It was all a lie. The train never existed. Okay, we can stage another border conflict now, and we can do it in this region. Once again, we're going to try and do the exact same thing again. Put you guys here, because this is the state we want to grab. Once again, due to the positioning of your troops, it can mean it's either going to be this one or this one, just based on the border of a state. It's kind of a janky mechanic. You don't have a lot of control of it. Is it something I'm not a big fan of? Yes, but it is what it is. In this case, we're not going to select a national focus, meaning we'll gain double political power, and we can use that double political power to spend on a border conflict. And the more border conflicts we can do early on, the better it's going to be. In this case, Japan is invading China. Oh no. We now have the option to discredit the government. We probably want to do that instead. Yes, and now we can hold a referendum because we're more than 50% fascist, and that will give us the ability to join the war with Japan. Will they join our faction? No, because of ideological differences. But that will change very shortly. When you need political power so desperately, but the game's like, no, and also, no. Let's do the border conflict first. Pop. And to top that off as well, what we're going to do is get another division, like this one, duplicate it, save it, and then we'll train a bunch of these guys. Just so we've got more troops on the front line when the war inevitably kicks off. Just adjust the production ever so slightly. And at the same time now, we can escalate this border conflict. So it is actually for this state now. Just double check. That's the name of it. Yes. Now we can escalate it. Is it this state? It says it's this state, but it doesn't actually say which state it's going for. Escalate the state against few. Yes, it is that one. Okay. Boom, border conflict. There is nobody here. We're fighting a border conflict against no one. We're all joining the battle. There is one guy, and he's been defeated. And that land's been given to us. You see, what's confusing right now is surely this would escalate into war, right? Why are the Chinese just doing nothing? I don't know. Anyway, we'll prioritize this, meaning supplies and equipment go to this division first. Deploy you guys off. Now we've got a bunch of dudes. We can put these on the front line, pop them here. Problem is now we're lacking divisions to fill the front line, which is always going to be a problem. We've got the 100 political power, so we're going to go fascist now. We are now the third Guangxi Clique. Hang on a minute. So we went from first to third. What happened to 2? Come on, brah. Next up, we can proclaim a rival government. And right now, as you can see here, this region is not cored. But what this does is it cores all of China. So potentially, this focus is the most OP focus in all of Hearts of Iron 4. Because it is coring the entirety of China, which is a huge region which has a ridiculous amount of manpower. Once again, becoming the real China has its benefits. We're going to remove garrisons because it doesn't really matter about garrisons here because this is going to become our core anyway. So what we're doing now is training a bunch of divisions. These are the weaker ones without the artillery. Deploy them early and prioritize the equipment, meaning we can get these guys spat out as quickly as possible. Once again, the idea is just to fill the front line. And we have 24 divisions now and we're in a good state. We proclaimed a rival government, meaning we have cores on this region. Do we have the option to join their faction? 24 of 24. So if we improve relations, it'll go from 24 and we'll join the faction. The relations were boosted very temporarily. And now we're in a position to attack. No, do you know what we actually want to do here? We want the Chinese to put troops on our front line. Probably going to need another 6 divisions just to fully flush out this general, because otherwise there's just so many gaps. We've got gaps here. So with 1 here, then... Oh, there's only... Okay, so there's 1 here and 1 here. Okay, so technically we only need 3 more divisions. We'll train them anyway. Forget it. We'll get them anyway. We'll do it anyway. We'll do it anyway. And to top it off, we're also going to have some artillery on. And then we're also going to train the boys. Just a heads up, by the way, if you ever want to add most bang for your buck for a division, it's this. Adding support artillery. Massive amount of soft attack. Bunch of other stats as well. Very, very cheap to do. The only downside, it requires 10 XP compared to the 5 you would for a battalion. Okay, Japan is actually to join the war right now, which is good. And all we need right now is 2 divisions, 1, 2 here, just to hold out this front line. Get everyone to position. Get everyone trained to level 3. China's got troops on the front line right now, so we've got someone to fight. That's good. Most of the troops are level 2. We can build a few more mills. Let's build them on more of the front line. Feeling a bit braver now. Okay, we have the national focus tree now for Big China. We have the option to gain more research slots, even more. And also ticking army XP. So many bonuses, so much fun. And this has the potential now to add 1, 2 research slots and an extra 3rd one in rural schools, meaning a total of 6 research slots, which is on par to like USA, isn't it? All the power. Stability is something we're lacking, so I'm going to go for popular figurehead. That brings us to 45 stability. And we're also going to work towards radio so we can change our doctrine. Manpower is never an issue for China, so mass assault is just kind of a weird mechanic to go with them. Once again, you gain more manpower, which is something you've got limited of anyway. So in that case, my advice, instead of mass mobilization, is to go for superior firepower or grand battle plan. All right, the final division now is level 2. No more greenies. Train them up. I'm going to go for the better guns, even though I'm behind on guns. Not usually something you really want to do. But you know what? I want all the firepower. Every single little bit of firepower. Concentrated 3. Spit them out. Join the war. We're going to go careful. Now the front line is expanded. We can go here, put you guys on the front line, and cancel that. There we go. We very slowly move forward now and deal damage. So what's happening now, if you look really closely, is we're gaining contribution. And we are not a puppet of Japan. If we went down the subjugate Japan path, which I never recommend you do, it's really bad. But now look at this 2% contribution. Now this is a significantly lower number than the real number. Because what we're about to show is, due to the core mechanics, we will be gaining everything in this peace conference. We'll wait and see. You'll love this. Right, stability and also XP. Oh, everything we need. We'll go for the 2 civies. There's so many good bonuses as part of the big focus tree. So right now we're attacking, and we're kind of attacking in a disadvantaged position because they have more divisions overall than us, so they can hold us out, even though some of our divisions have got good firepower. But once again, the reason we're doing this is we're trying to get this contribution up. Contribution is going to be how we're going to win the long game. It'll make sense, trust me. Okay, electronic and mechanical engineering. Radio is next because we need that reinforce rate. Because remember, when we change doctrines from this, we lose the reinforce rate of 2%. If we go for something else, we'll have that reinforce rate from radio. Radio will become the new reinforce rate. Foreign investors. Aha. Invest into the Warlord. Military Affairs Commission. Sure. Which is going to give us ticking army XP, which is something we're going to double down on anyway. Top it off, this general now is the infantry expert. Once again, I'm going to take advantage of that. So once again, take a breath. Get your reinforce all your manpower. A little bit longer to get some of your equipment back. Going to work towards researching advanced machine tools. Once again, giving us more production output. Italy has sent us equipment. Wow. Wow, that's perfect. Italy loves fascism. Confirmed. Military Affairs Commission is done. So they usually would go for this, to go for army reform to get rid of army corruption. But you've got government corruption, which I believe you can't even get rid of. So your army's great, but sadly, your political situation sucks. You win some, you lose some, right? It also allows some other interesting bonuses, such as you can go for this guy, which reduces consumer goods 15%. Then you can go for grain tax, which reduces by 30%. Then to top it off, you've also got war taxes, which reduces by 25%. Then you've got the option to mobilize. So you have the ability to reduce your consumer goods to practically nothing. I mean, you could normally do this to China anyway, but you've got something extra now. The 3 principles of the people. The supply situation is not very good here, so there is a way around this. What we do is when this is done, we're going to research the early truck. It's insane to think they don't even have the first motorized vehicle. When was the first combustion engine invented? Was it like the 1890s? Japan's warlords have still not gained this information. And the beauty of this is we can now do prioritized motorization, and we could do that for all of the supply depots. In this case, that will free up the supply situation and just give us the most amount of attack. Attack again, careful, off you go. It even looks like in this situation we're actually breaking out. And look what's happening here. As Japan is pushing downwards, and because we're in the same faction, this land is being handed to us. That's right, because we're a core, it is seen as rightfully 3rd Guangxi Clique, and it's being handed to us automatically. Wow, free land, thanks for that. You're probably thinking, oh no, but that's not a big deal though, because in the peace conference, you're going to lose all of that, right? Ooh, you'll see. Got the option for a Mayo now, so I'll take advantage of that. Going to import some more goods. We're going to rush for concentrated force, because why not? The production is going through the roof. 3 principles of the people, and more stability, because we need stability so badly. And top it off, we're going to do working conditions, because stability sucks. We lost a lot of stability because we changed ideology. Once again, you win some, you gain some. It's ups and downs, you know. Got the option in the front line here, so you can weave into the front and encircle the few divisions that are left behind. And looks at things right now, let's have a look. The war, halfway towards being capitulated. It says half, but we've only really got a few cities now that are their main ones. They lose Chongqing and Wuhan. I think it'll be pretty much done for them. We'll see. Radio's done. Time for superior firepower. And go for officer cores too. We could also go for a theorist as well if we wanted to make a discount change. And what we do then is we stack that with dispersed support, giving a big boost to soft attack for line artillery. Something I used to do in the olden days with the meta, but I find myself doing it less and less because raw stats aren't as good as like supply reduction, for instance, from Grand Battle Plan. Are we in position? Yes, we are. And engage the next part of the plan. Nationalism. We've got the option to do the United Front. That's kind of funny. Top it off. Stability. Yes. First half of the game, we don't care about stability. The second half, it's like, yeah, stability is a really big deal. Go aggressive, and off you go. Wow, so many factories. Oh, and they want to give us more guns. Oh, Japan, you are so kind. Trucks, very important. I'm going to assign 3 of those on and just produce a steady amount of them. So, 2/3 have been eaten, and they're at 76%. So China does have a modifier that increases their surrender limit. There you go, Chinese unity. You usually have to push them all the way to about here, which I think is a really cool mechanic. I wish more nations would have that. We have the option now to subjugate the warlords. It's going to be kind of strange, the fact that, well, they're all at war with us. Don't usually do this, but we're going to go for welfare. This is going to give us access to 20 war support and extra stability, because stability is something we desperately need now. We're going to create an agency as well, because spies are going to be useful later in the game. Mayos, my old friend. Warlords don't usually get to take advantage of this, but because I've captured more land in the interior of China, I can now assign them. Hold shift and just assign them all. Go here and surround Chongqing. Rushing this war is not a big deal, because once again, contribution is something we're aiming for. 13% is very good. But surround Chongqing, let's go. Supply bad. Hence the reason why you got to get that surround on Chongqing, otherwise you'll never break it. If we push for the mountains next, difficult one to break, but we'll push and see if we can get like to the south and the north of Wuhan before we push in. And we made a break, that's good. Could we go for the surround? Looks doable. And there we go, the surround is made. And And I think that should be enough to cap them. No, it won't be. No, it won't. We've got the option for a spy, though, so we'll pop them boyos there. And once again, we're going to go for 5 upgrades to get our next +1 spy. There we go. Surround. Break them. Push in. And they're at 90%. See another city, so I'm going to go for it. Push further southwards. Becomes easy now. Now we've got access to supply. It becomes super easy. Another thing you could go for that's quite useful is proper heritage. Because this is all core territory, you get a reduction of combat penalties whilst in core territory. For the time being, what we're going to do is military theorists, spend this, and then we can go for proper heritage when we've got the XP. It's never too late to have an air force. Never say never. War support, stability. Every time you see a victory point, you go squeeze through it, but then you have to break through mountains, urban, and over big rivers. It's a bit of a struggle, but breaking China, it is what it is. 96%, and that brings us to 96 to... Come on, break. 99. Oh, dear. All right, attack, final push. Everyone go aggressive. Off you go. Seeing as we've got access to cores now that have got good infrastructure, prioritize it in those locations. And they'll build significantly quicker because of the better infrastructure. I think we're at the point now we can probably just eat land and just cap them. 99. There we go. We're going to convert all of the divisions now to the artillery. We'll add support artillery to give it an extra bite. Extra. Top that off as well. Prioritize more into artillery to catch up. And the divisions now will have the maximum amount of bite. Same about supply, but we can fix that a little bit by going for proper heritage. It looks like we're going to have to grab another victory point to make them cap, and the only one in sight is that one. So, could we right-click and get into here? When your org is so low, they break so quickly, you're not even able to fight. The only supply depot is here right now. And here too. I'm going to be real with you. I think the only way to go around this is to build a supply depot. And that really sucks to say because, man, that's just a massive amount of production and a massive amount of time lost. But there is a way that we can mitigate these losses. And what we do is we convert everything to the small division. That means that the equipment loss is very minimal and we're not going to lose a lot of artillery. And then we just wait. Okay, we can do motorized priority though now. That makes a little bit of a difference, but it's not massive. The biggest issue is the big supply hole in the center here. Well, we're going to have to wait for that supply depot. I think we're minor power though, so can we have the option to increase the construction speed? No, unfortunately we're a major power now, so we don't have the option to do that. You can improve the construction speed of supply depots by 300% if you're a minor power, but it looks like we've got bigger now. We're a big boy and we're no longer minor. And of course, when you make a plane, you need guns, you need machine guns, you need engines, you need everything. Research the lot. Okay, so we've brought our taxes down now. We've only got low inflation, so I'm going to hop all the way to here and then fix out with the grain tax. This will be completed on the 19th of February, 3 months' time. Ouch. In the meantime, we just wait. One issue we're going to have right now is we lack good leaders. So right now he's a defensive guy, so we can't use him for the high command, but we could really do with an infantry expert. Let's have a look. We got any guys that are right for promotion? Not really. So we'll go for you. We'll change him over. What'll happen now is this guy, when he levels up, going to hire him to the high commander, making him infantry specialist, gaining a bonus for entirety of my army. And seeing as it's an army based pure on infantry, that's good bang for your buck, right? Don't forget to import steel, but also go for the neighbor that doesn't require convoys. Can you see this little line here? Meaning if you import supplies from this said nation, it will not need convoys. But if you can get it from the United States, it will require 12 convoys per trip, which is obviously going to be a nightmare based on your region. So I wouldn't recommend that. The depot is almost complete, but we still need to connect it with a railway. And I realized that my capital city is here, and it's not connected by a railway. So I'll still need to do this as well. Supply depot is done. Just need to build the railways now. Okay, we can make planes. So we've got the engine, we've got the chassis. We have also got the guns. So machine guns. And we can add a turret on. We just need the XP. In that case, we'll hire the air chief. Ground support. Okay, supply's good now, so we can convert back to the big division. Therefore, we're not wasting loads of artillery. Top it off, we've oversupplied this new supply depot, so we're going to upgrade it again. And therefore bring it to 16 of 20. Grain tax! We've only got the stability and we're about to lose it again. But we'll be at peace, so we'll be able to go for the research slot. Supply is so close to being fixed. Sometimes you need someone to show you the supply system to understand how difficult it is to fix. Contribution is 16%. Okay, that's quite modest. I thought it'd be higher, but it's not a big deal because that should still be enough. Okay. Prioritize everything for this plane, but as you can see now, we're lacking resources. So British Malaya nearby, and then aluminium from Vichy, France, which you think is also nearby, but technically is nearby. Well, hang on, no, it's not. It actually is through the center of the planet. You think that'd be an unproductive route, right? Which it is. Supply is... Here we go. It's fixed. Oh, yes, at last. But still showing red because Japan has created a traffic jam in my front line. Nice. But anyway, we're going to go for the most frontline attack region. And right now, the firepower is massive. Oh, we absolutely demolished them. And again, and again. Don't forget to auto upgrade your plane. And now we're here. Control right click. Support attack. And this is the one we need to break. And what we're going to do is rotate attack this over and over and over again. Because eventually we can deorg it and break it. The grain tax. Massive reduction to consumer goods. Let me just look at my consumer goods now. So right now, we've got, as you can see, partial mob 25, war taxes, grain tax, stability. To top it off, we could hire our financial expert, and then we could even go war economy. So there's still more options. You could bring those consumer goods down. However, be aware you can't get it to absolute zero anymore. It's a slow decline where you're really going to get diminishing returns if you stack it too much. In this circumstance, we probably will get diminished returns. Oh, more stability I just spotted. You hire the FPI and your stability goes up. That makes sense. Or does it? What we're going to have to do is push around the capital region here because we can't actually break it due to it being a mountainous region. All right, I'm going to push into here now. And then eventually we can sneak around the back here and push in. So what I'm doing is I'm right clicking and I'm holding shift to queue up the attacks. We have planes, so let's deploy them. Merge them up. Also, we've oversupplied this supply depot. Again, build it up again. Japan's declared war on the Philippines. Japan, that's on you. Don't ask me to join this war. Nothing to do with me, bruv. Marvelous aircraft for the Chinese. Aluminium needed. And to top that off as well, probably going to need an airport. Yeah, build one here. Economy's getting squeezed now with the amount of aluminium and rubber imports. But it's needed. We need planes. To top it off as well, you know what I could also do is drop a bomb. To try a push here. Oh, okay. All right, every time I'd push this capital, it never broken. And there we go. It's broken. Okay, this is the turning point. So there's something very special about this peace conference. And the key point is right now is that. Can you see this? 18 contribution, but Japan's contribution is 81%. So you'd think they would get the lion's share of this, right? But the big difference is I get a unbelievably massive discount off all this land. Why? Because it's considered poor territory. It is natural clay. We'll take the coastline to begin with. Boom. We'll contest it. But as you can see, we're going to contest it and it's going to be ours because naturally that is our land to begin with anyway. Eat around all the outside. Submit. Contest everything once again. Take all Shaanxi. All the interior. Take it. Submit it. Demand. Take it. Submit it. Are you seeing a pattern here, guys? Is there something here that looks kind of suspicious? No? That's right. Every single piece of land that I'm contesting here is getting handed to me. We may have only had 18% of the contribution, but the net result is we get everything. Let's connect the railways. So we're going to go here to here, and then that connects all the railways to the entirety of the backbone of the nation. Move everyone north, deploy a bunch of divisions. Army's going to get significantly bigger. Japan would like to join their faction in their war. Not happening. Aluminium. Yes, lots of aluminium. We've got the option to move the capital to Beijing. It's looking a little bit encircled right now. I don't think that would be good for the nation's interests. Range, very important for planes, so get that added on. Going to deploy a bunch of these divisions. Next lot. 2 more. Deploy. Next up, I'm going to leave your faction. And the spies do want to keep an eye on you, though, to make sure we know what Japan's up to. And Japan is justifying on us. Very silly. The justification here will complete on the 26th of December. Oh, damn. What a big turnaround. Okay, cool. It is what it is. It is what it is. You guys go here. Break up a few more divisions. 8 will go here. And then we've got a bunch of divisions that's going to hold the coastline. Meanwhile, in Europe, I've just spotted it's 1941 December. And this is still free France. Oh, okay. Normally that gets handed to Vichy France. And then Japan takes it. But for some reason, this game, it's not. So I don't even have to defend that. That's fine. Japan's justification is complete. I can go for more research now. I'm probably going to lose that now because I'm not going to be at war. But we'll go worker conditions as well. Japan is doing a call to arms. We're not even in your faction anymore. New general for the job. I suppose he could go on this front line and all the other guys can go on the other one. Yep. Japan has declared war on us. And suddenly we're in the allies' favor right now. Free France and the United Kingdom would like docking rights. Planes. We'll set a hotkey, deploy them, exercise. And these planes are going to be mighty fine in their objective of controlling the skies in northern China. Okay, a little bit of a micro nightmare here as I've deployed them just at the wrong time. But that's okay. We can fix that. 25 divisions. Yep, more divisions. And now we can clear this front line and just make a field marshal front line just easy to micro. Excavation 3 is done, and now we have the option to get aluminium. So we can go here. Oh, here's going to be safer. So how much do we get, though? It says that we get 12. We get 12, 12. Oh, they're all 12. 1, and then 2. And then to back it up, we'll add the infrastructure on. So therefore, we'll gain the most amount of aluminium deposits. Delete all the front lines. Get them in position. Good job Beijing wasn't our capital, because that would have left us in a bit of a pickle. I think right now they're making an initial push because of disorganization on the front line, but just as time goes on, we'll be in a good spot. Do we join the allies? You know what, why not? Don't you just love it when you join the allies and you get spammed with pop-ups at the top of the screen? Gee, thanks, allies. The simple plan here: defend the coastline by holding them in position. Easy. Train more divisions. Pretty straightforward. One here, and then another one here. Right now we can produce practically unlimited amount of armies, each one with a brand new fresh general, because you're a warlord and you don't get many generals. You don't even get to inherit new generals as well, which is kind of sad. We're gonna go for shock and awe because that's raw firepower. Here we go, another research slot, and then because we've got so many factories, we can go for another research slot. I think it's insane that someone so small as China could build up to be so big. I'm not saying it's OP. I think it's kind of cool. I love the fact that you can go for someone so insignificant and small, like just this little bit strip of land, and now we're like, ooh, who's the daddy now, hey? Huh? Who the daddy? You know what? I love aluminium. Let's build up this northern region as well and excavate it as well. War bonds, that's right, industry. Oh, we can reduce our consumer goods even more. What is our consumer goods now, though? So right now, required civilian factories is 12. We could get that low. Reduce the stability. And your total mob only 10%. Do you know what? I just want to do it just for the memes. Open up the economy. Stop letting it be closed. Oversupplied. Supply depot. Fix that immediately. And then we have to do loads of railway construction. But luckily, we've got the economy to do that. Planes. Attach them onto the big army. We're going to exercise on the front line because we're so ballsy like that. Send them on the front. And then we'll build up that airport on the north. And now we don't have to import as much aluminium because we're getting it all from our own homelands. More planes. Deploy. And always exercise to level 3. That's crucial. Another research slot. And you know what? Let's go all the way right. Technocratic China. Rural schooling as well. Free hospitals. We're doing what America never could do. And we're doing it in the 1940s China. No, scratch that. Never China. We're the third Guangxi Clique. When fascism is the answer. When you want to build railways and you're like, yeah, let's build railways. Doing something Britain could never do. Ouch, that actually hurt. Oh, smoke and fire. Extra 5% breakthrough. I forget this even exists because I never do superior firepower. I see supplies are being a bit of a problem on the front. You know what? I feel so bold. Let's just exercise the entirety of the front line. The big counterattack is coming. We've gotten this far. Why would I stop making mills at this point? Yeah, that would be stupid. Keep making them. More. Oh, paradox. That's actually kind of smart. You can't go for this if you have too many research slots. Paradox, you've thought of everything. Well done. Oh yeah, I've run out of manpower. I said this would never happen, but it has actually happened. And there's no option for women in the workforce. China, warlords. Okay, there's one area of the warlords that isn't very good. Women's rights, we've failed. I'm so sorry. Okay, extensive conscription. That'll give us a trickle of manpower back. And then we'll end up with 20 million manpower again. Ah, perfectly balanced, like all things should be. All right, we're trained. We're good to go. I'm going to go aggressive because I'm so ballsy. Off we go. And now I think the front line is just going to magically dissolve. The grandest of battle plans. Supply is no longer a problem. And, you know, I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. This is where you right-click on the supply depots and just move forward. Eventually, their supply will get absolutely terrible and there's no way they can recover from this. Supply problems? What problems? Aggressive, keep going. And Chuko? No Chuko. Inventory specialist. It's a little bit late, but it still checks out. When you have 0 manpower, then all of a sudden you've got 3 million. Welcome to China. The men have been destroyed. The man have been destroyed and no more Korea. Maxed paratrooper doctrine. How many can we make? 8 brave boys. Or 11. Sorry, can't count. 11 brave boys. I always think it's really strange when you defeat the Japanese as China, because you're always left with like way too many divisions, and it feels kind of strange. It's never too late to go down the build a relationship with the world path, right? I'm going to force loans to reduce inflation. That'll work, right? Intervene into the free market. Yeah, that'll work, right? Paras, you knew it was coming, right? Big Air Force means paras. Look who's leading the paratrooper mission. Ah, it's Mr. Shen. Can I paradrop? No, you lack air coverage over the home islands. Okay. Can we go here? Need more airports. Centralized control for the range. And then aircrew surveys for the doctrines. We got to do a few before we go. Oops, I still had no garrisons on for Korea. Made a quick horse. Go civilian oversight because they've already got a little bit of compliance. Let's build on the top of that. A battle for air superiority over Japan. Getting closer. When you become the spy master of the allies, and then, oh yeah, all this. Would you like a spy? No, you can have 8. Okay, it says we've got full air superiority. Oh, we've already landed. I wasn't even paying attention. It'd be kind of nice if you got like a pop-up to let you know that the paradrop or the naval invasion had executed. That would have been nice. Paradox. All right, one army here. Next army here. Everyone else, go, go, go. No lie, invading the home islands is really tricky to do. Apparently, they did say that historically it was very tricky to do. So there you go. The most historical game. It's also very tricky because the front lines go a little bit haywire. All right, everyone, attack, aggressive. I want to mush air superiority. And to top it off as well, I'm going to do air supply. Don't usually do that, but in this case, this is going to be super useful. Yep, go here, air supply. Yep, air supply. Uses command power and drops off a tiny little bit of supply. Can we actually see how much that supply actually is? Airdrop 0.42. Can you see that right underneath Hiroshima victory point? Amazing. 0.42. Is that high? Is that low? That's very, very low. What are you doing? Don't let them break out. Go, go, go. The supply is horrendous. Don't go there. Can you go through this area? Oh, there's no ports on this side. Okay, I guess we've got to go through there. Yes, the supply is bad because our ports are getting intercepted. What I have to do is, because I can't cross these regions, I have to just move these divisions into odd locations, like here, to block off, but then at the same time make pushes with the very low supply of the divisions that I've got. I think we should be able to break through. Yeah, we can. Easy. One of those supplies would have been useful probably like an hour ago. It's my own fault. I was in the Allies, I just didn't press the button. Up goes Japan. Our contribution is 59%. And this is quite common though, isn't it? Because remember, I'm China. I say that with brackets over my fingers, but you can't see that. And technically, I've been fighting the Japanese since 1938. When did you join America, huh? That's right, 3 years later. Trying to go for the worst possible border gore here, and I think we're winning. Yeah. So remember, this isn't core territory, so I don't get like 95% of the war score. I just get this, which is quite horrendous. Yep, that's all my points gone. I grabbed a bit of their navy. Probably should have grabbed a bit more of their navy. Oh, we have a navy, and it is 100% Japanese. Meanwhile, access into the Soviet Union. We have divisions, and we're going to help them on the front line. Moscow is about to fall. Not on my watch. It's a bit late, but support equipment, we're going to try and go for logistics, because supply lines on the Eastern Front are always abysmal. So we want to try and fix that for as long as possible. At the same time, we've got a general. Where is he? There he is. He's going to get promoted. You, Mr. Chen, have gone through an amazing journey, and you now are the Field Marshal of China. And we want you because you're a logistics wizard. And now you're also good at planning, and also +1 attack. All the points. I love that China went from a tiny little warlord, and now they're working on cruisers and the carrier aircraft. This technology just unlocks carrier, build a carrier, activates mission. What? One day you're a nobody, and next day you're making aircraft carriers. Nice. Meanwhile, in Europe, you go breaking out. Italy, controlled by the Allies. South of France is now French again. Lads have arrived. Spies are on watch. All right, attack. And these front lines are probably razor thin on both sides due to the losses. So this will be the tipping point. The one China policy has been bypassed. I think we already have a one China policy, don't we? That looks like one China to me, and a little bit of Japan as well. Demand integration of Tibet. Lads, we're not messing around. You know we don't even care about the South. We're just going to puncture straight through the middle to Germany. Look at the chaos in the Balkans. Like real life. Tibet defiant. You fool. Join the Allies. Thought we were already in the Allies. We're in the Allies again. You know, the Allies shouldn't really kick you from your faction because they reset the spy network. Why would they do that? Old paradox bug. Never goes away. Now that is pretty. Lordship over Indochina. Will France just give it up because how unbelievably big and chunky I am? Free France would like some manpower to assist for garrisons. You know what? You can have all 2 million. Hang on a minute. They don't have any garrisons. They've got a tiny bit of Germany, and the rest of it's a colonial empire. We're helping administer the French colonial empire. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, I've just been kicked from the faction again. Nice. Have to ask for access for all the members. Oh, I think all my divisions have been ejected. Have they been ejected? Most of them have. All right, off you go again. Good old paradox bug. Hey, we get a reward for building a carrier, even if it might be the most awful carrier ever. Yeah, I'll take that reward. Not a lot, but it's something. I feel like this is a flashback to the China War. Germany hanging on by a thread. Yep, they're hanging on. Those casualties are stacking up as well. Almost 14 million. And for helping in this war, I reward myself with Norway and Denmark. Reasons. Hey, they want me to join the Allies again for a third time. And every time they do that, by the way, it actually spikes world tension. Because they've offered me now and kicked me 4 times. They're actually making the world situation even worse. I don't know about anyone, guys, but that is a beautiful Guangxi Clique. Shame about the border gore with... Oh, America, Japan. Ah, I thought it was just Japan, but it's not. Oh, there is a Japan. Ah, there's a state of Japan as well. It's got the entirety of the Navy of Japan as well. Single island to defend with an absolutely massive fleet. Disgusting. Yes, peace conferences are a bit wonky at the moment with core territory, and you could do that with any of the warlords. If you subscribe now, you'll be blessed with eternal love for life. Guaranteed. And also, the Patreon's on screen right now. I love you. Mwah. You're the greatest.